Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. We're just going to talk about one coin and one coin only called Atom. I know, I can't believe we're talking about it, but I thought I might as well bring it to your attention, so that way I can go back in a few months and say, look, I did say that something was going on here. Now, a lot of people might look at this and go, geez, what the heck am I looking at? We had this big rally. Again, this is standard stuff from the last cycle, right? Yeah, so this sideways came into into the bull market with the bull market time. So it basically knew the whole cycle and represented the cycle quite well. Went up, went down, went up, went down. That's a lower low and a lower high, by the way. Spike up, reclaim, parabolic move like the rest of the market. Then just complete destruction, dead. So we've been coming down to this double bottom area. We can call it a 1, 2, and a 3. So a triple bottom area with the bullish divergence, 2 drives of the money flow index, and on the RSI as well. So this is really quite a tasty looking position down here. And if we get back down to that area, that $3.65. $3.60, $3.70, those sort of areas. You come back down to those areas, that is your long. This could be the low, the actual low. The beauty of catching the low on Atom, obviously the low on everything is good. The beauty could be in the form of a spot, could be in a futures trade, or you could be trying to hodl this for a much longer period, right? I know that sounds ridiculous and reckless, but if you were to have bought this, down here, $2, or even down here, down towards the $1, you would still be in profit even at these lows, $3.60. And the only reason I'm saying that, even though you'd be like, yeah, but I've had a sold up here, the only reason I'm saying it is that because you can stake Atom across most major exchanges. I stake Atom on Swissborg. The rewards fluctuate, but generally it's minimum of 16 up to a maximum of around 20% APR. So depending on how much you've got, you can make a real sizable sort of daily reward system going on there. And I've been talking about it for a little while, but it's hard for many people to think about crypto in terms of decades. But if you were to hold, let's just say, if you were to have held Ethereum since its first year, and you'd still be staking Ethereum, you'd be loving your life, wouldn't you? Same thing with Solana. You imagine where Solana would be in 5-10 years. Where's Ethereum going to be 5-10 years? Where's Atom going to be 5-10 years? You got 20% APR on, let's just say you've got a balance, or you bought 10 grand down here, you're now at 30 grand. You're getting a sizable amount of money. So I've not shied away from the idea that is one of my ridiculous plans, and it is, because everyone wants to chase passive income, don't they? But they want passive income immediately. They don't want to think about what passive income would be, in 10 years from now. You want passive income immediately, but that's not how passive income is generated. You got to plan for passive income. You got and in this instance, you got to be a little bit lucky. You've also got to do what Matt Damon says and be brave. But anyway, that's just me talking about it. And then I do have links for Swissborg, I think, in the description if you're still interested in that. I recommend it. I like it. Got links for everything now. BloFin is my new one, with a special deal for those who set that up. The links in the description for that. And Patreon live stream as well. We're doing that tonight. The links in the description for that. There's a link for everything. Right. So we've already checked this weekly. This weekly looks fine. And this could be the spring that goes 1 to 550, 2 to 857. 3 to 10. These are all just into sort of major resistances. Once you've broken $11, the last little move is going to be towards 12, and then that's it, 28, and then beyond. Look, if this does actually work, right, even in the short term, you're looking for probably a move in just a dead cat bounce into this descending trend line triangle, really, which is above $10. So it's still a decent move. I think it's still entirely possible to see it move into the 20s. But people forget, people do forget what crypto is capable of. It does do that. And that's not because it's valuable, it's because that's just an imbalance in the order books. People are buying market price, and then they're not having limit orders filled. And so all it takes is just the scale to tip in favour of people buying for more than it's worth. It creates a green candle. Same thing with the red. That's all it takes. It's not that suddenly there's value in this stuff. It's just the price action is a representation of emotions, and the only reason that the some charts go up or some charts go down is that obviously emotional buying and then emotional selling. If the prices stay higher, like Bitcoin and Ethereum and XRP, it's because they've bought emotionally but still have not sold. So again, that's where people agree on the price. So don't forget, these things can move massively and fast. Bullish divergence, money flow index, bullish divergence on RSI. Now we're just creeping up. There's no real signals on this. It's all a death cross. You can't get particularly bullish for a big breakout until we're above $4.90 on this. And on the 4 hourly, we've got hidden bullish divergence recently on this last pullback after the death cross retest, which took place as well. No big deal. It's all fine. Like I say, Rome wasn't built in a day, and I'm not expecting this to be built much quicker than a 10-year period for me. And then again, I'm chasing the passive income, but I still want to point this out as something that could have completely bottomed. Let's have a look at the Bitcoin pair. And again, I'm not trying to shill anything here. Right, so on the monthly, bullish divergence, bang, bang, and bang again. So they've got huge bullish divergence on the money flow index on the monthly. If you're going to turn around, these are the sort of things you want to be looking for. On the weekly, not so much. That's just sort of flattening out. We did have a lot of a bull div here, which did lead to a move into the Bollinger Band Center. And for us, you can't get bullish until you've broken. We'll call it 500 sats. 500 sats will be a nice turning point for Atom versus its Bitcoin pair. And nothing special taking place on this daily either. And on the 4 hourly, what do we see? Overheated read. So Bitcoin's still taking the lead. No big deal. That's what we should expect in a market like this. But the dominance chart, as I keep telling everybody, is showing probably the biggest signs of reversal that it's ever shown before, with bearish divergence on the money flow index, multiple bear divs on the RSI, while obviously it's still creeping up. I still strongly believe that this is where we're going. We're going to flop out. I don't know how quick and how how deadly the drop is going to be, but we are seeing signs of bear div that we've not seen before. So looks like a reversal. And so all I'm saying is the best things to look for would be, obviously we see the bear div weekly on Bitcoin dominance, and you want to look for the polar opposite of that on an altcoin, Atom. And for me, it's still, I'm sure there's plenty out there that I haven't seen, and we'll be looking at those tonight on the stream. But what we're seeing is the polar opposite, the exact opposite of the dominance chart on Atom. So we've got two drives bull div with money flow index bull div, and then you've got two drives bear div with money flow index bear div. So Atom is the opposite of the dominance chart right now, which means for me, it looks like a low is being scraped out, and we're better for it to be scraped out than that historic $3.60 major support. Right? Nobody will watch this video because it's an Atom based video, but if you have watched it, please let me know. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you later.